Don't be so laid back, shy, humble, and modest that you fail to blow your own horn. You aren't usually afraid to pronounce to the world that you have something to be proud of, but you might be hyper-aware now and being very assertive, and you don't want to make a bad impression. However, if you don't speak up for yourself, you won't make any impression at all. Put yourself in the limelight, and don't be afraid to show off what you have to offer. An opportunity is awaiting. That's for all my fellow Sagittarians today. I normally don't read those. Every now and then I'll check them out. Today I woke up, decided I was going to make my updated version of my motorhome, my home, where I live. And when I read the horoscope, it really kicked me into gear. So just thought I'd share that. And I'm going to take some time today and show you guys what I'm proud of. I figured in this video we'd start in the back and work our way to the front. So here we are, laying in the bed. There's Boondock. Yeah, I let him sleep in the bed. It's his house, I just live in it. Well, we got a little nightstand. Now for those that don't know, this used to be a closet. I'm actually laying my head in the closet. That's a little storage compartment there. I'll show you that once I get up. But the bed used to go, the head of the bed was right underneath of this window here, and the bed came out to about where the end of the bed is now. So you only had just a little bit of walk space around it. And then where I'm laying was another, right at the closet doors. I didn't like the way it was laid out, so of course I took off the glass mirrored closet doors and flipped the bed around, moved a few other things, turned this nightstand cabinet around, and made it the way I wanted it. So I've got a lot more room, a lot more comfortable for full-time living. I've got a lot more foot space, which I'll show you here in just a minute. But television, that area right there, that used to be a door, 2 doors there. It was a walkway to where if you had 2 families, you'd have some privacy for whoever was in the bedroom and the bathroom. You know, you could walk through. I didn't need that, of course, so I took the doors off. I still have 2 bathroom doors, one at each area, so whoever's in the bathroom has complete privacy. But I turned this into a pantry storage. Put 2 shelves, one up top, keep a lot of food and cooking stuff, my sewing machine and case of water, some towels, I mean all kinds of good stuff. I'll show you more in detail in a minute. I was also going to make another video. I told you guys about 5 things that I enjoy living full-time in a motorhome. I haven't made that video yet, so I'm going to go ahead and mention those in this one. I still may make a separate short video for those in the future, but one of those things while we're back here is a bicycle. If you don't pull a vehicle behind you, you're going to need some kind of transportation when you get to a campground, or if you break down, or for any reason. I mean, this is, you just can't beat having a bicycle. I've also put some bags, panniers, or whatever you call them, on the back to where if I want to ride to the grocery store, I can store plenty of groceries. I also have a trailer that hooks to this bicycle that I keep underneath in storage for Doc and for more gear or groceries or whatever the case may be. Bicycles, I mean, you can go to Walmart and get a bicycle for a little over $100. It's worth the investment to have for transportation. Something to consider. So that's one thing that I would say is a must if you're full-time RVing. Now if you're pulling a vehicle, you don't have to have a bicycle, but keep that in mind. Well, the bedroom is pretty much self-explanatory, so I'm not going to go into too many details. I was really hoping to have my ceiling done before I did this video, but I still haven't got my wood yet, so I don't know when that's going to happen. It'll definitely be this winter. It's a wintertime project, but until then, here we are. So looking back at the bedroom from the bathroom, this is the pantry area I was talking about. It's great for storage. Very easy job too. That only took me a couple hours to do. Well worth it. And I can reverse the process if I needed to, but I never will. Plenty of storage. Got some extra food down there, dehydrator. a backup vacuum. Shoot, I've even got 50 pounds of rice, and not that I need that, but you never know. It's an extra backpack I just recently picked up. I'm gonna build another kit with some of the extra camping stuff I've got laying around. These drawers, I keep my socks, underwear, things of that nature. An extra heater. Some of my clothes. This is more of my go-to stuff, which I don't wear probably half of this. I should go through and organize, but swap some of the summer stuff out for winter stuff. That's where I keep most of my clothes, and then in that back cabinet there I keep more of my bigger stuff, some sweatshirts and hoodies, things like that. Then up top there I keep some coveralls, Carhartt coveralls, and a Carhartt jacket, and I also have another set of coveralls that's out because it's cold now, so I've been putting them on whenever I go outside. Something else I'll point out in here is the curtain. The factory motorhome curtain assemblies, I never care for them. A couple of them in here are still in really good shape, so I've left them for now. But these here are just basic curtain rods from Walmart. I guess that's where they came from, just a black, nothing fancy style curtain rod. Let's see. You can see the setup, nothing fancy. And then a blanket. These blankets you can pick up at Walmart for $2 or $3. They're real cheap, but they're nice. I mean, they're fleece blankets, but they're the perfect size as curtains. So if I wanted to drop my curtain, there you go. Windows covered. And, you know, like right now I want the light in here, so I'm going to pull it back up. But if I needed a blanket, I've got a blanket there. And I don't have to worry about those little strings on the factory ones breaking and the curtains falling down or rattling going down the road. They're a lot heavier. It's just something that I've done. I've done it throughout the motorhome. You'll see as we go. It's an upgrade that I enjoy. I like. Keep it in mind. One last thing for the bedroom is this little storage box here at the foot of the bed. As you can see, it's kind of worn down in this corner because that's where Doc uses to jump up, but it also keeps all of my shoes, most of my shoes. But Doc had a hard time when he was smaller jumping up on the bed, so I needed a way to assist him. So that works well. These things are cheap. You can get them all over the place. Also, some have seen in my previous videos, Doc has his own little house. It's still roughed in. I haven't spent a lot of time on it to pretty it up, but I do plan to paint that and smooth off the edges. Might even paint his name above it. But he loves it. He spends a lot of time in there now. So there you go. I've even seen some other guys where they can put a hatch through the floor and you can access an under storage compartment if you have cats. Put your litter box down in the basement area to where you don't have to deal with the smells inside the motorhome. Then you can access the litter boxes from the outside to clean them. Something to consider. Alright, the bathroom. This one of my favorite features of this motorhome. This motorhome's 37 foot. It's a Winnebago Vectra. But there's two items in this bathroom that I would not want to live without if I was full-time living in a motorhome. The first one being this toilet. I did upgrade this a couple of years back. This is a Dometic Model 310. One of the best purchases I made for this motorhome. It's a full-size toilet, same size as what you would have in your home. And I guess most of y'all know that have campers and motorhomes, the toilets that come in those, they're just not comfortable, especially when you're going to be using it every day. Very easy to install. It's definitely a do-it-yourself job. The second item that I would not want to live without is the shower curtain rod, which I had to modify mine. When I purchased this rod, it came, you know, it was the white bar here with these hinges, and then it came with a short, maybe a 2-foot section of bar, which my shower being bigger, I had to make my center bar out of the factory, well, not the factory, but just a regular old cheap shower curtain. The way this works is it spins around and it gives you a lot more room when you're in the shower. Oop. So a lot of extra room, as you can see there. And then when you're done, tuck it back in. I also upgraded all of my fixtures in this motorhome. So, great idea. You don't like being locked back there? Updated sink and faucet. Also, I guess y'all have seen in my previous videos on how to do these countertops. Very cheap. To do this one only cost me, let's see, $4. So look back in my previous videos if you want to see how to do your countertops on a budget. Up here is where I keep all of my daily necessities. And I have another cabinet over here, which first aid and extra toilet paper, extra body washes, things of that caliber. Alright, moving forward. This was a bookcase, I guess, or just a nicer storage area, like a little corner shelf. I needed a place to display some firearms, so it worked out well for that. I'll give you a back look at the pantry. Dog treats, that's my rice cooker that I just cooked dinner in the other night. I'm really going to be getting a lot of use out of that this winter. It's also a slow cooker, so I'm going to do a roast and potatoes here real soon. But this area is great for storage. It's kind of out of sight too when these doors are open, because that's how I keep them most of the time. But now towards my kitchen area. Another one of the first things I did in this motorhome was removed a lot of the factory furnishings. This underneath of the big window here, there was a little dinette table with two permanently mounted swiveled chairs. And I didn't care for that at all. It wasn't comfortable. I didn't like the way it looked. So I took it out, and I found this kitchen island that came out of my cousin's house. He was moving. Instead of putting it in storage, I purchased it from him. And it's perfect for me. I keep, these are just some junk drawers. All of my go-to items. I use a lot of that stuff on a daily basis. Then when I'm in motion, I just put this handle on here, just a little block of wood, turn that, keeps the drawers locked in. And then underneath, I keep all of my, or most of my kitchen stuff. And I've got a little LED push light on the back side of that center post there, which lights this thing up perfect at night to where I can see everything that's in here. But I like to be organized. I like to know where things are when I need it. And most of y'all know that I'm not a light camper at all. This motorhome is loaded down. I've got everything I need. More than I need. But these little hooks you can buy at Walmart. I've got a 50-pack of those. I use them all the time. You'll see them throughout the motorhome. But so that's that. A fairly new purchase just this week, or last week. I was using just a regular bar stool that I cut down to height. That wasn't comfortable, and I could tell it was starting to wear on my floor a little bit. So I knew I needed something else. So I went furniture shopping. Y'all know that I've been looking for a new chair for my living area, which you'll see shortly. I also purchased that. But I found this adjustable bar stool. This thing has a little shock in it, so it's extremely comfortable. When you sit down, it's got a little give to it, and I can raise it up or lower it down depending on what I'm doing. This is where I sit to do all of my reports and watch most of my YouTube videos, make all my YouTube videos. So this is basically my office area. But back here, I've got a slide out pantry. Hope nothing falls out. We just took this thing driving yesterday. Some of my main go-to cooking items. And you've got the Norcold refrigerator freezer, which going to the grocery store this evening, so that's on the list. Freezer's pretty much stocked up. Plenty of fish and chicken in there. Refrigerator's running a little low. We also need to defrost this. Got some ice built up there, but I do that a couple times a year. It's not a big job at all. Got all my ice cream toppings, but no ice cream, so we will have to pick that up too. In here we've got microwave and storage above, which I use mainly for medicines. It's also a fuse panel, your circuit breaker box, and your switch for shore power and generator. Microwave I recently replaced. My factory microwave went out on me this year, and that was a job, man. I tell you, it was hard to find a microwave that would fit in this available spot without doing too much modification. Still had to do some modification to this microwave on the bottom. It wasn't pretty what I had to do to it, but I ended up having to beat the bottom of it in a little. Hey, it still works, and very happy with it. Got our main control panel, generator start, test levels, water pump, hot water heater. And here's our stove, which we use quite a bit. I do a lot of cooking in here. This is just an extra pot. It's a 2-quart cook pot. I've made a little cozy for it for, you know, if I'm rehydrating food, but I can use that pot right there on my stove too. Works out great. Cook on that quite a bit. We've added a bread box, which I just recently stained to match the rest of the wood. Keep another cast iron fajita pan in there, which I use also quite a bit. Cook right on the wood stove with that. Might even do a steak here this evening. I just rescued this banana holder. Just recently refinished that too. It was in the trash pile over at my mom's house, so I grabbed that up and sanded it down and restained it to match. Also relocated my paper towel holder down there. Just put a new roll on there. This looks a whole lot better when it's only about a half a roll, but I'm not going to just waste them to make it a smaller roll. Anyway, another recent upgrade is this toaster oven. The toaster oven I used to have in here was a little bigger. I never used it. I didn't like it. I don't know what it was about it. I didn't care for it. I didn't like the looks of it. I didn't like anything about it. So I found this is a Cuisinart toaster oven, and it's big enough to double as storage. You know, I've got a big pack of English muffins. You can keep a whole thing of bagels, and the oven works great. So I have used it a few times. When I bought that, I got rid of my toaster just to free up a little counter space, and I put the bread box there, which I like better. It doubles as a shelf and for storage to keep things from sliding off. And what I did was just shot one screw through the back there to mount that to the wall. Coffee pot, that's the original coffee pot that came in this motorhome. All I've done to it is I pulled it out, sanded it down, and I painted it. I liked it. It was white and it had started to turn like a yellowish color, so I think it looks better black. Satin black. Here's another one of those lights like what I had installed in the little kitchen area. These are completely battery powered, so if we do lose power, these are just go-to. I can hit that and light up what I need. There's also another one here in the bathroom. So that's about it on this side. I've got 3 cabinets up top. These are for snacks. That cabinet will be full later. There's some chips, crackers, things like that in here. And then we've got some coffee cups and shaker cups for my protein shakes, and plates down here at the bottom. Then we've got the sink. I did also upgrade the faucet here. That's a regular house faucet purchased from Lowe's. I've got the double sink. I made these covers myself out of some scrap wood that Lowe's had they were giving away. So I brought it home, cut it to size, rounded off the edges, sanded them down, and stained them. So they work great. I keep them good and clean to where I can still use them as cutting boards. If they get scratched up, I'll sand them down and re-clear them. This used to be had a little plastic device in here that you could keep your sponges or rags, whatever. I didn't care for that, so I removed that completely. And now it's a quick access for my trash can. This is where I just keep most of my cleaning supplies and my trash. But when I'm sitting in my seat here, I can just reach over, knock this down, and drop in my garbage. Up top, we've got 3 more large cabinets. This is where I keep more food, mainly all non-perishable. A lot of pasta. This is mainly pasta and vegetables. I've gone through this within the last month or so, and I've got all the things that are going to expire the soonest are near the front. Things that have a longer shelf life are in the back. So I need to start using some of this stuff up. So I won't go hungry anytime soon. Another thing I recently added, let's see, oh man, this wood stove feels nice. It's cold outside. That's the reason I'm in here today making this video. I have no plans to be outside. Too cold for me. Ever since I hurt my finger, the finger doesn't like getting cold. So I use today as an excuse to sit back, make this video, and sit by the fire. But I recently added this rope light. I like it. Does well. It's a perfect light at night to where I don't have to run any other lights and I can see what I'm doing, and just it puts off a comfortable glow. I'm not a big fan of LEDs, especially on interior lighting. I don't mind them at all on exterior lighting. I may add some exterior orange LEDs to as running lights. That's down the road, not high on the priority list. But here's the stove. Most of you guys have seen that several times, but like I said, it is going. Just yesterday we did make 2 modifications to it, one being this little bucket. It's a small 2.5 quart Burns high grade steel bucket from Lowe's. Is like $2.50, $3, I don't know, $4 maybe. But that's going to be my little ash bucket, because here at the end of the day I'm going to have to take out some of the ash, and I didn't want a huge bucket, so that's plenty. I used my little shovel out some ash, go outside, dump it, run some water over to make sure it's safe, and good to go. And the bucket doesn't look bad sitting there. Another thing we added is this Imperial Kel-Kem, K-E-L-K-E-M wood stove thermometer. Right now we're a little over 250, about right at 250. And that's fine because it's, you know, middle of the day. It's not freezing in here, so I don't want to run it too hot. So I'm letting it burn down some, and just to conserve some of my wood. But here I've used a few more of those hooks. Got some heavy duty leather gloves in case I need to take the whole stove outside, or if I'm using my cast iron griddle here. This is a smooth on one side, rough grill surface on the back side for cooking. So I'd use those heavy gloves if I was taking that on and off the stove. Also got my Gerber hatchet there, which I use to break down wood. And then the wood stove accessories, poker and a little shovel. Not really a shovel, but drags the coal from the back to the front to where I can clean it out. So there's that. There's the chimney. Goes on up through the roof. So there's basically our kitchen, office area. Moving on to the living room. Let's start from the front. Alright, I guess one of the first things you'll notice is my new chair. I'm completely happy with the new chair. I went out a couple of weeks ago and I've looked everywhere. I'm a thrift shopper, you know. I don't mind buying secondhand if it's in good shape. But I couldn't find a comfortable black leather chair anywhere. I just couldn't find one, and it was the right size for me. Most recliners they're huge. I don't know if you can really notice, but this chair has a smaller back part. It's not as wide as the seat of the chair, which makes it fit in here just perfect. So that is that's that. Extremely comfortable. I've actually been sleeping in that some. Helps me wake up in the mornings. Versus in that bed, I sleep a little too good and play hell getting up. So now sleeping out here in this area, once the sun comes up, I naturally wake up, and when the wood stove is going, I have to get up every 4 to 5 hours anyway to keep that full of wood. So it works out well. I'm sure I'll sleep out here more this winter. This little box where the globe is sitting, that's actually been in my family for many years. I don't know the exact date on it, but it's an old tool chest. It's got some little cabinet dividers on the inside, and I have it filled right now with fire starting stuff and wood. So it's got enough wood to burn at least 24 hours. I could probably get 48 hours out of the wood that I have stored inside of that. Plus I've got a couple of starter logs, some newspaper, an extra lighter, you know, just everything. That's my firebox basically. That's another wool blanket sitting on top, a pair of binoculars, and an hammock, which y'all have seen me hanging here from time to time. My coveralls, like I said, it's cold outside. They're normally not on the floor, but if I'm going out, I just slip those on real quick and stay warm. On this side, I have another one of those storage compartments like I showed you in the bedroom where I keep my shoes. This one here is, you know, doubles as another seat. And if I have company over, which, you know, you probably wouldn't sit on that. But anyway, it's just full of storage. I've got some camping gear and other items in there that I need to have. Another fire extinguisher, and I don't know, no need in getting into those details. On top, another wool blanket with some of my daily stuff, camera equipment, and that green bag. It's like a chest rig, not really a fanny pack. I'm gonna do a review on that soon, just because I like it so much. I wanted to share it, but that'll be a whole nother video. Look out for that if you're interested. That's got everything I carry on myself, my person daily. So if I leave out of here and go somewhere, if I get in the car to go, I'd take that bag with me. But looking forward, got the television. I think that's a 42-inch TV, maybe 46, I can't remember, but large television. Try to leave it off as much as possible. It's nice in the evening, sit back and watch the news, weather, which you can't rely on either one of them anymore, but it's there. Here's another example of the curtain rod. You know, I took the factory curtain assembly down, bought a regular household curtain rod, and I use a larger wool blanket which fits these windows perfect, and I could easily drop that down and cover this whole window. It's the exact size that I need. Got a lantern hanging on that end. This side we have determined that is a, shoot, what did we determine that was? I don't know, some kind of a bird feeder. It's a multi-purpose, something I picked up for $1 at a yard sale. I just think it looks cool. Another lantern. Another immediate project. Y'all have heard me talking about this for damn near a year now, but I'm doing something up here. I don't know what yet, but I'm gonna build some kind of a shelf. So I want to get, say, that cook kit and a couple other things sitting up here out of the way, but I still want to be able to see them. So I'm gonna work on that soon, maybe here in the next week or so. Here in the living room, I've got 2 more cabinets, and these are just storage and books. This is that paint that I used on the front, Valspar stone paint, which we used to paint the textured look on my dash. I do also keep a regular phone in case I ever need to plug into a house landline. It's in there. It's a cheap investment just to have. Some gloves. That white box is actually an old buddy of mine, old Melvin. Long story short on that, I stopped by to see him one day. He was having a yard sale, realized he didn't have a lot of people in his life, and I spent some time with him. I helped him out for about a year, almost 2 years actually. My past girlfriend and I, we cooked meals for him and visited him on a daily basis, and he passed away now a couple of years ago. There was nobody around to take care of him, so I claimed his body and had him cremated, and now he's with me. So he's in that box there, and that's another reason I plan to build a shelf here. I want to display him up there. He really helped change my life for the better a couple of years back. So we miss old Melvin, good old man. Well guys, that's really about it. We do have the tractor trailer steering wheel conversion. I know a couple of people have asked about that. I think I've answered all the questions, but this is one of my favorite upgrades. Between this and the hardwood floors, the steering wheel really just, I don't know, it gives it that touch for me. It makes it more enjoyable to drive. I think it looks classy, and it was definitely a pain in the ass to get done. The steering wheel, you know, I ordered that off of eBay. It's around $165, but finding the hub, this part here that mounts the steering wheel to the steering column, was a bear to find. I spent about 8 hours on the telephone and on the internet searching for something that would work. I was to the point I thought I was going to have to get one of my buddies that owns a machine shop to help me modify something, and being that it, you know, it turns, I wanted it to be perfect. I didn't want to have any wobble in it, or I didn't know what to do. And finally, I don't know how it all happened, but at about the 8-hour mark of researching this thing, and I was ready to give up and possibly even return the steering wheel, somebody gave me the telephone number to a guy out in California that owns a company called Steering Creations. I've got that number somewhere. I haven't put my hands on it recently, but I know it's around here. I told that guy what I was trying to do. I sent him some pictures. He had his guys make me the hub that I needed, had it shipped to me within about 5 days. I was extremely happy. It cost me about $100, but well worth it. So for about $260, well, I got this steering wheel job complete, and I love it. So something to consider. My little squirrel, somebody's mentioned him in a past video. That actually came from that guy Melvin that I just showed you, my old buddy. This was at his house one day, and he was having a yard sale. That old man didn't have much money, and so I did whatever I could to help him out financially. I wasn't, you know, I don't have a lot of money either, but I think I gave him $1 or $2 for this old squirrel, so this squirrel will stay with me. He kind of looks over the motorhome, and we call him Melvin. This coach does have a driver's side door, which is another, oh man, it's a must for me. If I ever decide to get rid of this motorhome and get another one, I will definitely have a second entrance. I love having the driver's side door. So, alright guys, I think that's going to be about it. Let me know if y'all have any questions. I have no problem answering them. Up top, yeah, most motorhomes, you've got your entertainment area, some DVDs, which I don't watch movies, but I have them here just in case. DVD player, CD changer, and this cabinet has my inverter, which to get to that I have to access my television flips outwards to where I can access behind that, but we're not going to do that right now. I really need 2 hands, and I don't, it's just no need. Alright guys, thanks for watching. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. I'll be making more videos. I'm going to do a updated version of the exterior storage compartment soon.